The purpose of this instructional video is to guide you through the 7-step process of disassembling gondola shelving units and palletizing them for safe and easy transportation. At the outset of this project, it is important to think through the whole process and create a game plan. Think about where you are going to start and finish. Visualize how the shelves will come down. Know where you are going to put the full pallets of shelving items. Stay organized. Accurately count each item that goes onto every pallet. Separate everything by size, color, type, and, if required, condition. Keep your work area clean and organized. This will enhance efficiency and reduce safety hazards. Handle everything the least amount of times as possible. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Work with at least one other person as a team. Here are the tools and items required in order to complete the project safely and accurately. Pallet jack, pallets, banding machine, screwdrivers, flathead and Phillips head, hammer, stretch wrap, banding and clips, tensioner, crimper, cardboard to protect edges, tape measure, tin snips, and peg hooks. It is also advisable to have a clipboard, pens, markers, and tape available for keeping accurate counts and clearly marking completed pallets. Lemon Liquidators highly recommends the use of appropriate safety equipment when performing these tasks. Gloves, safety glasses, steel-toed shoes or heavy boots, and dust masks if needed. The first step is to simply prepare the shelving by removing all items that are not part of the main shelving unit. Peg hooks, wire fencing, specialty displays, and the like. If the tag molds have tags in it, be sure to remove them. All these non-shelving items are not to be palletized and can be either discarded or recycled. The second step is to begin removing the shelves. These detach by simply placing one hand under the shelf and then lifting from the front with your other hand. Measure the width of the shelf to determine how to appropriately palletize it. The width of the shelf will determine how many shelves can lay on a pallet. The small parts of the shelves that stick out at the end and attach to the upright unit are called the ears. When it comes to stacking the shelves onto the pallet, there are some important things to remember. All shelves, excluding 25-inch and 30-inch shelving, stack upside down, ears to the inside, in a crisscross pattern. The larger 25-inch and 30-inch shelving stack facing upward with the ears to the outside. Shelves 15 inches or smaller stack 3 across. To start, place the shelves lengthwise on the pallet. With 3 shelves in a layer, alternate layers between running lengthwise and widthwise, but always starting lengthwise. This will make a crisscross pattern. Be sure to keep the layers square to the pallet and to themselves. Be sure to slide the shelves all the way to the outside edges to keep the stack square and help the shelves interlock with themselves. For shelves wider than 15 inches but fewer than 25 to 30 inches, start the same way as you would for the 15-inch shelves, but use 2 shelves per layer instead of 3. Pallets with 2 shelves per layer will have a total of 100 shelves. On the last layer, turn the shelf right side up to prepare for banding. After 20 or 30 layers of shelves are stacked, stretch wrap them together to ensure that they do not shift as you move the pallet and continue to stack. The stacks of 3 across will have 150 shelves on them when finished. On the last layer, turn the shelf right side up and ears in to prepare for banding. The metal strip that runs along the top of the shelving is called the top rail. Remove all the top rails from the runs. Top rails will sometimes need to be gently pried off by using a flathead screwdriver on the corner. But be cautious not to bend them out of shape. Stack the top rails by placing them one inside the other. If available, stack them inside baskets or sidewinders. If not, stack neatly onto a pallet one layer at a time. Again, be sure to keep an accurate count as items are placed onto the pallet. Remove pegboards by sliding upwards in the grooves on the uprights. Sometimes a piece of pegboard will be more difficult to slide. Insert a peg hook that you can use as a handle for additional leverage to get the pegboard out. On the shorter shelving units, you can simply grab the board from the top. However, on the taller shelving units, you will have to work as a team using the peg hooks to guide the pegboard out. Again, use caution, always keeping a clear work area, free of tools and other tripping hazards. Stack the pegboards on a pallet neatly and carefully, separating different sizes. When stacking, make sure that one side is perfectly flush with the pallet so the pallet jack will go in all the way and still be able to operate safely. A full stack will be a maximum of 150 pegboards due to weight. Remove the base decks and layer them onto a pallet using the same method and rules as stacking the shelves. Base decks should be stacked no more than 150 pieces per pallet. Working as a team, remove the center rails and, if applicable, splicers. Stack them in the same way as the top rails. When disassembling gondola wall sections, you must check to see if and how the uprights are secured to the wall. If the uprights are loose against the wall, the extra height can pose a danger as you dismantle it. There may be times that you will have to unfasten a screw to disengage the uprights, and rarely, you may have to break a spot weld. The final step of disassembly is taking apart the kick plates and base brackets. On this step, teamwork is essential. One member of the team should support the uprights, preventing the unit from falling and causing injury, while the other member of the team disassembles the kick plates and base brackets. The easiest method of taking the kick plates and base brackets apart simply requires a tap with the heel of a boot or shoe. As the second team member takes these apart and begins stacking them on the pallet, the first team member who is providing support can now remove the base brackets from the upright by tapping it with a foot. The base brackets and kick plates also stack one inside the other. The base brackets can be stacked either in a basket or onto a pallet, but the kick plates should always be stacked lengthwise on a pallet. Remove the upright end trim covers and base end trim before palletizing. The uprights are palletized laying flat, starting flush on one side of the pallet, ensuring proper use of the pallet jack, and overhanging at one end. If the uprights are overhanging too far, it may be necessary to use a longer pallet or bind two pallets together if a longer one is unavailable. Finally, palletize the base brackets or feet of the shelves. Make one single layer at a time, jigsaw fashion, so that they lock together, preventing shifting and falling, and then start another layer. Continue to separate items by size and/or style and keep an accurate count, as going back to recount can prove very difficult and time-consuming. To prepare for safe loading and transport, pallets need to be wrapped and banded. When you have completed a pallet, it is imperative that you check the integrity of the stacking, making sure the stack is square to the pallets and themselves, having no protruding pieces, and that the stacks do not lean or twist. After the pallet has been wrapped, tape a sign where it can be clearly seen, indicating what the pallet contains, the item size, color, and quantity of the items. You can also include the date and your location for inventory and tracking. Banding is the method used to secure everything together on the pallet. Banding should be undertaken by a competent person who has experience with this process. When you begin banding, make sure that you band around the pallet feet so the pallet jack will still be able to run through the pallet. Do not band like this. Use cardboard squares under the banding to protect the stacked items. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. With careful planning, attention to safety, smooth workflow, and accurate counting, this project will be completed promptly and safely. At the end of this presentation, there will be contact information where you can reach Lemon Liquidator personnel who can provide additional information and assistance.